So I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog, and this take is called Smelly Melly, because Melly got hauled into an interrogation room, and he was wearing a Rasta hat, bare feet, and he had three-quarter shorts and some kind of drab T-shirt. Looks like he's in some kind of a military, quasi-military situation in some kind of African nation. So Smelly Melly. Maybe them things were smelling nice, but it looked to me like they were dusty and musky and stinky and smelly. Henceforth, the moniker Smelly Melly. And if you think that's racist, it is a little racist, because I'm making an assumption that just because Melly is dressed as some kind of defunct African revolutionary doesn't mean he's not bathing, he's not showered in cologne, he's not dripping with diamonds. I don't know who this Melly is. Maybe Melly isn't smelly. It's a little racist to assume that Melly is smelly. But this take is all about Smelly Melly. This July 7th Melly interrogation video observance. First off, Melly is dressed, not like a George Strait weight of the badge, because that was about cops. Melly's like in some kind of drab uniform of something, like a bushman or something from Africa. He's not really dressed like an Easton Shane, this uniform's for you, because that was just somebody singing about a uniform. They didn't really depict too many uniforms. It's not really like Rise Against the video Hero of War, because again, it's just a guy sitting on the chair singing. You're looking about a comparison. Melly's kind of dressed like somebody who would have been in a Can't Touch This kind of a video, or something that was discussing something more, something like Michael Jackson might have done, or the guy who did Dion Lemon, I think his name was, Don't Touch This. I forget what his name was. Don't Touch This. He had big baggy pants, but he might have done a thing where people were stomping around in quasi-army fatigues with black baseball caps. That's what I'm saying. Melly looks like he should have probably had a black baseball cap, long army green pants, or army green T-shirt. It'd be more American that way. Melly's looking a little bit African, like a revolutionary, some kind of communist from one of them, Zimbabwe or something like that, a nation way down there in the southern reaches of Africa, darkest Africa. Also, the thing about it is, Melly is, he's a little bit low energy. And what I'm saying is, if Melly is dressing like an African nation revolutionary bush tribesman warrior, and he's coming across this low energy, like he got into a fistful of Quaaludes, he's like low energy Melly, Moro Smelly. Moro Smelly, come on. And here's the other thing that I did notice, that if a cop says to you at any point, you could be a white person, you could be a Smelly Melly, you could be any kind of a Mexican, you could be a stowaway Mexican, you could be a stowaway Asian, you could be some kind of stinky, person, no indeterminate what your heritage is, you're just really, really foully stinky, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. But if a cop, you could be any of these kind of things, from white, lily white, rich, maybe if you're rich, this is not true, but for all whites, all blacks, all everything, if a cop says to you, I'm here to help you, you must realize that this is the devil's talk. Run away like you would run away from radiation and shun such talk. I'm here to help you into the longest prison sentence that will boost my career. That's what he meant to say. I know you don't believe me. That's devil's talk. Whenever a cop starts talking, ever, he's just manipulatively lying. Cops are always playing games. But I want to get back to Melly. Melly's got no shoes. Moro Smelly. Rasta hat Melly. Tiny belly Melly. He's very thin. He's very svelte. Tiny belly Melly. Barefoot Melly. That's where some of the Smelly Melly made it come in, because they're like, Smelly Melly, come on. You can't come in here with your bare stinky feet. It's disgusting. Get some friggin', talcum powder on them things, and at least get a pair of flip-flops. 3/4 shorts Melly. Melly had a gun, Melly. Melly, you got caught with a gun. What a dope. The cops are looking for me, Melly said. Why do you do all this stupid stuff, Melly? He said, because I heard the cops were looking for me. That excuses it. You do irrational things when you come to find out that the cops are looking for you. And it was like, Smelly Melly has a point, The cops are looking for me defense. Then the cop who was on his side, who was helping him, doing everything he could to help him. He couldn't believe it, but he was on his side. He says, Melly, why were you hiding under the bed? Melly's like, I was hiding under the bed, May. I was hiding under that bed, And the thing is, as soon as the cop said, Melly, why were you hiding under that bed? I thought to myself, and I'm just an idiotic, stupid dog, do not answer, Melly. Melly, button it up. You are just walking on a tightrope above lava, and at some point, a giant's going to come out and shake the rope back and forth till you fall off. It's a done deal. This ordeal can only end one way for you, Melly. Shut your yap, clam up, and let your lawyer do the talking. Whatever. It's all right.